Good afternoon, all the participants, and welcome to this fifth day of the 5-day uh, FDP on advanced research methods. Okay, so yesterday we were studying about what is the basics of factor analysis and how we will basically use this method to draw factors out of the given number of variables. Okay, so while we are going to start with this particular session today, which is basically a hands-on how to do SPSS. May I ask you if you have any query related to yesterday's class? Okay, so next thing is that I've mailed you a link with which you can basically download SPSS, and you can use this particular SPSS, which is basically a trial version. So I hope all of you have downloaded that SPSS trial version, and all of you are ready with this kind of, you can say, platform. I would also like to request you to keep the Excel sheet which I have mailed you ready with you. Okay, because we will be using this Excel sheet time and again. And please keep interacting with me. I would request all of you to keep interacting. If you have any kind of problems, please stop me there and then. Otherwise, the essence of understanding and learning the this particular concept will go.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I assume that everybody is having the this particular SPSS downloaded, and you can see this platform over here with which we will be going to do the SPSS. Okay, or factor analysis. Okay. Now, although there are a lot of functions which can be done or which can be performed using SPSS, including all basic statistical, you can say statistical analysis, but this particular software, which is also called as software, the full form of SPSS is Software Package for Social Sciences. So it is specifically used for doing factor analysis. Okay, otherwise I will show you that you can do perform other statistical tests also in this software. The other test can also be performed on Excel also. Okay, but factor analysis cannot be performed on Excel. Okay, so for factor analysis, we will be using this particular test, this particular software. Okay, now if you talk about this particular software, you will be able to see two screens which parallelly here. One is the data view and the other one is variable view. How many of you have this particular screen on downloaded in their laptop? Can you just raise your hand in system? I just want to have an idea.
So have you mailed it on the email ID that we've joined the meeting with?
The email ID used by Dr. Monica is the same which with which you have login or you have basically registered.
Okay. I mean, I didn't get your mail on that mail ID.
Okay, you can do just one thing. You can talk to Dr. Monica, WhatsApp her, and she will reply.
I
She
can
will-
transfer that mail immediately if you want me to transfer. Ma'am, can you?
You Okay, you
Can
can
you chat,
transfer.
give the email ID in chat box? I'll just transfer it to you.
Okay, okay.
And please don't update the software. Okay.
So you want basically the mail which contains two files, right? Questionnaire and
Yes, there is
SPSS, right?
one link, one
Okay, I'll
Word
just
file.
send it
Right.
across.
Right.
Please check, ma'am. I have sent it.
Yes, sir, I'll check. Yes, sir, I've received it.
Okay, okay. So while we are starting with the introduction to the this particular phase, data phase, we will be able to you will be able to download and you'll be able to run this particular file. Okay. So if you look into this particular, so I'm going to start with the introduction to this particular interface. Okay, so when you look into the SPSS file, so we have basically two files over, or two, sorry, you can say sheets. One sheet is called as the data view, and the second one is the variable view. Okay, so there are certain functions which we will be able to perform in the data sheet, and there will be some functions which we will be able to perform in the variable sheet. Okay, now how this particular thing will go. So if I look into the let's start with the data sheet first. Okay, or variable sheet first. Okay, so in this particular variable sheet, before we start with the sheet, let's take some data. So I have mailed you certain data, right? And I'm going to copy paste that same data. So I hope this data sheet is visible to you, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
this data is basically of my research scholar, and she has done the factors related to that will basically bring about the work-life balance in the in a certain specific sector of the society. Okay, so she is basically also compared it with personal with private and public organizations. Okay, now this particular data, if you look carefully, there are 460 samples, and she has basically collected, taken some data from different respondents. And if you look into this particular data, these are the descriptive based question, and then later we go on to the questions which are basically scale based. Okay, so I am going to copy this data from this point. So you see this particular column number P, where you start with question number 19. So I'm start copying my data from this particular sheet where I have the scale data. Okay, so you can also do the same with me parallelly so that we can learn as we do it. Okay, you can select this data from the Excel sheet and copy it on the on your sheet. Before you do so, we have to check the overall, as I told you yesterday also, that we will check the data, how the data is look. Now here there are certain problems with the data. Okay, now if you can see this particular column AB, okay, there are some missing values in this particular data. Okay, again, if you go above, there are some again missing data here also. Okay, let's go to some other data. So you will be able to see that, see here also in column number Q, there is some missing data. Then you can also find that there is some problem with the data where multiple times entry is given. So as I have explained you yesterday also, so when you are doing this, you can, or you can check the normality of the data. You can press equal to average. Okay, select, and you can select this particular column. right? So if you select this particular column, you will be able to get the average. So the average is 2.92444. Okay, so it is less than 7, less than 5, sorry, as the scale I have taken is less than from 1 to 5. And you can just copy paste this particular formula, and you can see here all the values are below 5. Are you able to get these values?
I think, sir, it will be confusion while doing our own and referring to your sheet. So I think if you can teach us and
Okay, we can, okay, we can,
be better.
right. Okay, we can do one thing. We will, I will tell you how the process is to be undertaken first, and then after when my process is done, I'm done with the delivering. Then you can do it on your own system. Actually, I want that you also all should be able to run it and note down all these steps very carefully so that you do not miss any kind of steps while learning. Okay, although these steps are also written in the presentation, which I will be, which I shared with you yesterday, I will be sending you on WhatsApp. But still, when you are doing a workshop, it should be done on that point of time only. That will basically give you more confidence on the learning. Okay, so what I have done basically, I have taken the averages of all the columns. Okay, now when you take the average, you see that the average is lying somewhere around 3. Okay, now specifically those lines where those columns where the average is you can say away from 3, or the deviation in the average is higher, there you should go, check whether there is any not if there is any outlier in that particular column or some multiple copies. For example, this particular column 4.311. Okay, this is column number. Is it all visible to you? 4 point, column number AQ. Now, if you check this particular column, there are a lot of 5 values. Okay, so this is a skewed column. So you have to check whether the data which is collected by you and the data which is collected and typed over here is correct or not. Okay, so these things, all these things have to be checked and taken care of. There should be no multiplication or no multiple entries or no duplication of data typing or anything, which is all these things have to be removed. Okay, to delete all those samples. Now I am going to copy paste this particular data on my SPSS interface. Okay, so here I will be starting from the P column. Okay, and I'm copying the data. I'm all the columns and all the rows. And I will be pasting it
So,
on.
sir, you have cleaned the data before pasting.
No. You should do it before doing before pasting. Now, if you see here, column number CD, is it visible? I have selected
Yes,
all
sir,
the
yes,
data.
yes, it
You
is
can
visible.
see,
44,
yeah,
44.
yes, 2 times
It is,
44 is there.
it
So
is
these,
wrong.
yes, these type of things have to be taken care of. Now, this will disturb your average. And see, the average is going plus more than 5, 6.1377, right? So again here also in column number CD as well as I was looking into one more column, 5 point something, some value was there. So just this will help you to remove all the outliers from your data. So I copy this and I paste it on my okay. Is the SPSS sheet visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, so the number of entries are very high, so that is why it is taking time. So there are two ways basically where how you can extract the data. So the easiest way is copy pasting, okay, which I have done here. The other way is that you can basically select file through this file option. Okay, you can go to this particular file and export or import this file from the file which is there. So I have kept this particular file on the desktop, so I can copy. The only thing which you have to remember is that it will ask for the option whether the first line is your variable line or your data line. So you have to tick based on how it is saved in this. But I personally use this particular way of copying. So once you have copied all your data, now you see that there is one data which is missing. So I'm assuming it to be 3.00. Okay. So now this particular data is copied over here. Now you can see over here that there are 23 different just a second. I think my system has hanged. Yeah, now it is working. So if you can check this particular system check my this Excel this sheet of my SPSS, you can set this particular interface is showing you two sheets. So I have copied the data in the data view. So all the data which was available to me in my Excel sheet is copy pasted over here. Okay, I hope it is visible to all of you. Now we go to this particular sheet where you will basically look into different characteristics and properties of these variables. Okay, now I would also like to show or share questionnaire. Do you all have questionnaire with you? If you can open your questionnaire. So can you all open your questionnaire, or should I share it here only? See, if I can share it over here, you see this is my first question. Yeah, point number 19, serial number 19. Okay, so my first question is related to work-life balance policy. So I have coded it as WLP1, WLP2, 3 and 4 correspondingly. Okay, then we have WS1, 2, 3 and 4 till 10 questions. So we will try to label the same as in the SPSS sheet also. Okay, so here when you open to this WP1, okay, so I will be, so you label this here. So we will basically put the name of the item over here. Okay, so similarly, when you put here WP1, I will put here WP2. Okay, here I will put WP3. Okay, so this way I will.
I think your screen where you are working is not visible.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I have. That is why I was asking you to open up the Excel as well as the Word document which I have shared, because I will be referring to verbally and I will be doing all my work on the Excel sheet, this particular SPSS sheet, right? So because I keep on changing the sheets. So what I have done over here is I have basically given names to all the variables. Okay, so similarly, you can also give the name. Now, what is the meaning of this name? So basically, you will be able to name your construct, sorry, your item in through this particular cell. Okay, you can use this particular cell to name your. So you can type WP1, WP2, WP3. So you cannot use any. This particular naming cannot start with string, or it cannot start with a alphanumeric variable, anything like. So it will only be taking the starting 3-4 letters will be the alphabets only, right? So in this way you will name all your variable all your items, right? Now in this particular second column, this column basically talks about the type of data. So if you select the type of this data, see there are different options which are available. Okay, so based on your the kind of data which you are taking, so you have to select. So let's say if the data is let's say numeric, okay, or non-numeric, or it's something related to string. So so for example, it is the name of a person. So based on that, you will select the kind of variable or type of variable in this particular options. Okay, now based on this particular selection, your role in the last column will also change. Okay, so next is the width of the you can say the width of the item. Okay, so this will basically be at default we set it with 8. You can reduce or increase the total width of the item. So it will take 8 characters. Okay, and you can reduce or increase it. Okay, so next column is about the decimal. So which particular point do you want the decimal place to be? Okay, so I have by default selected 2. Okay, so if you select 3 or 4, so you can see correspondingly there will be a change in the variable. Okay, so here WP1. So you have changed WP1, so it will, just a second, there will be a change. So see, the others are using decimal only till 2 places. So in the first column WP1, the decimal is after 4 places. Okay, so there are 4 zeros after the decimal, right? So this will basically change the number of or place of the decimal. Is it clear, all of you? Are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all these things are simple. So we have to understand the basic meaning, and then what are the different options possible. Okay, options are very important in this particular workshop, because if you don't understand what other options are also there, then you will be you will not feel very independent in doing the factor analysis or any other analysis after this particular workshop is over, right? So next is labeling. Okay, now it is very important for us to label this particular you can say item. Okay, so let's start with labeling. So this particular label, you can select 1. So if you select 1, what will happen? Some problem is there. Anyways, basically what we do over here is we label all our different options. Okay, now when you are labeling your options, so for example, all these options are basically on 5-point Likert scale, right? So when you are choosing the label 1, so 1 represent over here that I most disagree. Okay, and 5 in this particular 5-point scale represent highly acceptable. Okay, or highly completely acceptable. Okay, and third value is the neutral value. So based on this, you have to select the labels. Okay, I'm not able to use this label right now. I don't know, some problem is there. Okay, so once you select this label, then after this you have to select values. My system is hanging. Are you able to use this particulars? Yes, Miss Divya, Aarti, Divyanshu, are you able to use this software?
Actually, I have another download from, so I'm able to use it.
Okay. Okay. Now you have now when you go to the values, okay, now you have to put labels to all these values. Okay. So for example, we choose the value 1 and is it visible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So for value 1, you have to label. So 1 is the least. So highly, the meaning of this 1 is meaning of this particular value is strongly disagree. Okay, so we because or highly disagree or strongly disagree. Add this, okay, put 2, okay, and this disagree. Okay, add, put value 3, right, neutral, add value 4, agree. Okay, sorry.
Sir, there are 4 values in our questionnaire.
No, there are 5 values.
Agree, neutral, disagree, and strongly disagree.
No. We have strongly disagree, neutral, agree, strongly agree.
No, sir, in case, just a minute. WP1 on page 1, work-life balance at professional front. So, okay, sir. Strongly agree. Okay.
She has reversed the scale. Okay, she has taken strongly agree as first and strongly disagree in the last. Okay,
Okay,
so
understood, sir.
yeah, actually, this is also an error because when she was making the scale, I have told her that it has to be done in the other way. Because what happens is as a psychology, when I ask you, okay, from on the scale of 1 to 5,
Mm.
did you like the ice cream or did you like the food you had in the lunch? So what happens
Mm.
is that generally you rate 5
What?
as the best and
Okay.
1 as the least, right? But here, what she did, she basically marked 1 as strongly agree, which is
Mm.
so it is not a problem. There is no problem. The only thing is that the scale has to be revised. Okay, but there may be a problem when as a respondent you are marking, you are assuming that, or you are having a backside of the mind that 5 is highest and you have marked 5, thinking that
Mm.
it is strongly agree, whereas it was strongly disagree. Okay, but
Mm.
again, we have reversed the scale, so no problems, and that will take care of the problem. And here it will be strongly agree. Okay, and I have added it. So now I have created the value and I have created the label output. So you have to do this labeling for all your you can say items. Okay, after this you have to do the missing variable. If some variable, if some numbers are missing, then you have to do some missing variables error identification and then remove all those missing values. Okay, so in our case we are not dealing with this right now. Okay, again, column width we have to define. Okay, if I change the column width or reduce or increase it, that then it will basically reduce or increase the size of the column width in this particular sheet which you are able to see right now on your screen. Okay, then next is alignment. So automatically we have selected the left alignment, which you can change. Okay, so we have left alignment, right? So let's say I'll change it to center. Okay, so if I look into my data sheet, so all my first column has been centered. Okay, whereas the second column is is basically aligned toward the right of the column. Okay, so this is next, then measure. Okay, so if you look into the measures, so we have basically selected the scale as a measure, and as you all know that there are different ways by which you measure a particular variable. It can be nominal, ordinal, or scale. So we have selected scale over here because all these variables can be ranked and they can be converted into a quantitative technique, quantitative number. Okay, so we have selected scale over here. So if you copy paste your data, then you have to select this particular in all your options. So as you keep on selecting, it will not take much time. You will be able to do it in just few minutes. Okay, and then all these measures will be converted into scale. Okay, since they are all numeric, and this is all, they all have a role of the last column is of the role. So they all are the input variables. Okay, so all of them are input variables. So this is the basic description of your screen. Okay, this particular screen which I'm showing. Right now, I would like to, if you have done all this, okay, I would like to go to the variable, the data view. Okay, now see this. I have, if you see this particular screen, you can see that the first column is labeled as WP1. Okay, so we have used this particular name of the item as WP1, WP2, WP3. So this can be seen. The others are variable 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till last whatever variables are. Okay, now we have to go to. Now we have to. This is now our sheet is ready for analysis. Okay, now once our sheet is ready for analysis, we have to go to analysis. Okay, so and we go to this particular option, analyze. Okay, so this fifth option is analyze. Now, if you look into this particular analyze, is it visible, everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's right. So we
Yes, sir,
have
is it easy? You
good,
can
good.
go ahead.
Okay, great. So we have reports. Okay, we have a descriptive statistics. Okay, we have a mean comparison of means. So see, if you go to these options, you can basically look into the different statistical tests which we can perform. So if you are comparing the mean, you have one sample t-test, independent sample t-test, paired sample t-test, one-way ANOVA. Again, GMM, univariate, multivariate, okay, repeated measures, generalized GLL models. So you can do regression over here. Mixed models are also there. You can do correlation analysis using bivariate, partial, or distances. Then regression. So there are many options to do regression. So you can do multinomial logistic regression also, and the linear, non-linear. So different types of options you are having, right? So here we will go to dimension reduction. Okay, so since we are doing the dimension reduction, so we will go to the dimension reduction. And before we go to dimension reduction, there is also something called as reliability analysis. So we basically have to check the reliability analysis of our questionnaire. Okay, and the different in the different constructs or variables which we are, sorry, the different variables which we are taking. Okay, so you can use this particular analyze and go to the scale. Okay, and through this scale you can select all your variables, and there are two ways of doing it. Either you can do it by, you can say, item based, okay, or you can do it as a whole questionnaire based. Okay, so you can check the reliability of your complete questionnaire also. So you just select a, go to this, select alpha, okay, here, and press okay. Okay, so you will get the Cronbach alpha value. So this particular value should be higher than 0.7. Okay, so in all the cases it should be more than 0.7, right? So right now I will be doing the factor analysis first. Okay, so I go to the dimension reduction. Okay, and this in dimension reduction I will select factor. Okay, now once you select this factor, or once you select this particular option, you will be having this particular small box which is available. Okay, so now all the variables which you have selected are all the scale variables. Okay, so it means that you basically want to reduce these items into your factors. Okay, or you want to make these, or you want to extract factors out of it, right? So for this you select all the items. Okay, and you basically transfer them from this input variable to this to the available variable. Okay, now all these you can see have been transferred. Now if your variable is a scale variable, okay, and it is a numeric value, then only it will be transferred. If it is a string value, it will not be transferred. Please mind that. So it is important to change the you can say the description of the measures in this particular measure item, and then you will be able to use this particular analysis. Okay, you can do the analysis. Now look into the different options you are having. Okay, so there are a few options which are available. The first option is the descriptives. Okay, so descriptives means what kind of description do you want in your analysis. Okay, so when you are conducting the factor analysis, I have told you that there are certain, you can say, minimum requirements or the eligibility criteria also which you have to check. And besides them, you have to, besides these eligibility criteria, you also have to check certain other aspects of the factor analysis. So let's see what are all those factors. So when you click this descriptive, you have these options available. Okay. Just a minute. Hello. Yes. So I was talking about the different options which are available for us to check and to get the different kind of values when you are performing the SPSS. Right. So the first option is the statistics. So what different kinds of statistics do you want? So you have options of univariate descriptives and initial solutions. Okay. So if you want, you can select on both, but I require initial solutions as one of the descriptive variables. Okay, now in this in this lower section of the options, you have correlation matrix. Okay, so I click on the coefficients. I want the coefficient of correlation. I want significance level. Okay, I want KMO and Bartlett test of sphericity. The other things are not required at my point of time, at this point of time. Okay, so there are determinants inverse of the correlation, reproduce correlation anti-ages. I don't require them. Okay, so in case you are doing advanced, require advanced statistics, you are required, then you can opt for these options. Otherwise, you can basically choose these options and go ahead with the. If you want, you can click the photograph. Okay, if you want, you can click the photograph of this particular option. Then I will go to next one. Okay.
Yes, sir. Done, sir.
Okay, or you can, one of you can take this responsibility of putting all these photographs, these options to the group also. You can post it on the group so that everybody can register. Okay. Shall I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Right. So I'm going to the next one. So press continue. Okay, and go to extraction. Okay, now here when you look into the options, so the first thing you have to see is the method. So as I was discussing yesterday, there are various methods. So we have principal components as one of the method, unweighted least square as one of the method, generalized least square as one of the method, maximum likelihood, so on and so forth. Okay, so as far as the social science research is concerned, we basically pick up the principal component as per the method which is used for analysis. Okay, also one important thing related over here is that principal component will basically find out the most significant variables based on their priority, based on the their impact on the dependent variable. So that is why we use this method of principal components. Then in this particular analyze, you have to select the unrotated factor solutions and you have to tick on the correlation matrix, right? And then in the second part where extract is given, you have to select based on eigenvalues. Okay, now why we select this particular based on eigenvalues, we can also select the fixed number of factors. So as I have discussed yesterday, that let's say in a study you are not in a position to uh, manage or control more than a fixed number of factors. Okay, let's say 2, 3, 4, or 5. Okay, then you do use that particular this particular option and you select, let's say, 4 over here. Okay, so now there this particular factor or analysis or this particular principal component analysis will reduce all my data into four factors. Okay, but this is an unnatural process. Okay, this is an unnatural process. So I would like to see what are the significant options or other significant factors. So let's say there may be six you can say options, or you can say there may be six factors which all these data, because the total number of items which we have taken are also very high. Okay, so since okay, so so since the number of items are very high, we should not allow the unnatural way of doing it. So what we do, we do not select this as an option. We select the extraction based on the eigenvalues. Okay, so we select the extraction method of eigenvalues, and specifically that is more than one. Okay, so I discussed yesterday that what is the significance of this more than one. So eigenvalue which is having less than one means that particular item is not correlated with, or it is not joining with any other variable. Okay, so it is correlated with only one, it is not correlated to any other variable, and it is just a single item. Okay, so we do not want that. So we want that all those factors should be extracted which are having eigenvalues more than one. Okay, is it clear, all of you? And in the last day, it is said that the maximum iterations for the convergence should be 25. Okay, so the you can change this, but I think 25 is a good enough number. And after 25 iterations, good factor analysis can be achieved. Now, again, before I click OK, you can click this photograph.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So yeah, if somebody is putting, so Veerji is putting, so you can also put the second one also. Right. So I'm going ahead and I will pressing the continue button, right? So we have taken care of the two options. Now we will go to rotation. Okay. Now, when you are talking about rotation, here you can select, you have to select this option of Varimax. Okay. And when you select Varimax as the option, you will be getting the rotated solutions. Okay. And here, yes, so you have to select these two options, Varimax as well as the rotated solutions, and then you can again press enter. Now there are other options also like Quadrimax, Equimax, Direct Oblivion. So all these options you don't have to select. This is the best possible option because in Varimax, the maximum variance is tested by each individual, you can say, each individual variable is checked with other items of the questionnaire. So each item is checking the variation with all other items of the questionnaire. Okay, so this is the most best possible, or you can say the most significant, you can say, the way of checking the factor rotation. Okay, again we press continue and then we go to scores. In scores, we check, we click this save in variable and do regression method. Okay, and again press continue. Okay, and in the last we choose the options. In this options, we basically do not touch this top frame. In the lower part of the coefficient display format, okay, coefficient display format, we can do two, there are two options. Either we can sort by size or we can suppress the small coefficient. Okay, now if I prefer this particular option, suppress small coefficient. Okay, so once you choose this particular option, I basically select absolute value below 0.5. So instead of 0.10, I select 0.50. Okay, now what is the reason for selecting this 0.50? Because if you select 0.50, it will basically suppress all the factor loadings which are having less than value of 0.5. Okay, so any value which is more than 0.5 will give you a significant factor loading as compared to any value which is less than 0.5. Okay, and if you select all these options and once you have basically done the format also, all these things, press OK and then click OK over here. Okay, so what does this result say? It says that there are fewer than two cases, at least one of the variables has zero variance. There is only one variable in the analysis or correlation coefficient that could be computed for all pairs of variable. No further statistics will be computed. Okay, so we are having lot of variables in this. Okay, let's reduce few variables and then try to find out this analysis. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, meanwhile, all of you can open up your SPSS, okay, and try to do all these steps which we have done. Okay, you can copy some data of it, not all the data. You can at least try out with some 10, 15, you can say columns, and then we will be able to find out the good factor analysis out of this data. Okay, let's not waste the time. Let's do it in our own systems also. Okay, please switch on your SPSS and copy the data which I have already given you. Are you all doing it? So I expect all of you are opening up with your systems and SPSS on your system and trying to load the data on that particular SPSS file. Are you able to load the data, all of you? Nobody is replying.
So I'm not able to download it.
You're not able to download what?
This SPSS.
What is the message you are getting?
I'm just trying to clicking on it, but I'm not getting nothing. It's not going any further there.
Can you share your screen? Or you can just click your screen on and send it on the WhatsApp. What
Sure,
about
sure.
others? Yeah, what about others? Jayati ma'am, are you able to download? Yeah. So if you reduce the total number of factors, then you are able to get the factor analysis. So what about the others? Are you able to download or not? Great. Okay. So you get this kind of response when you reduce the total number of factors. I've just reduced the variables. So I'm able to get this particular kind of, you can say, response sheet. Okay. So the first thing which you have got is the correlation matrix. Okay. So I have got this particular correlation matrix. Are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
I hope you will be able to download this particular SPSS sheet after this particular discussion. And then I will expect that all of you should do hands-on and do the analysis based on whatever we have discussed yesterday and today. Okay, so the downloading of it should have happened yesterday only, or maybe before yesterday, as I have already mailed you 2 days back. Now, anyways, if it is not, you are not able to download, no issues with that. We will do this downloading and I will ensure that everybody is having SPSS at their system, and that particular SPSS on your system should be in a working position, so that you are able to perform the analysis on your system by yourself. Okay, you don't need any particular help. So in this particular, when now I have done this particular analysis as I have showed with you. So using 25 iterations, I have received the factor analysis of this particular data. And I have the first thing which I have seen, which I am getting, is the correlation matrix. Okay. Now from here, you will be able to understand what is the correlation between the various, you can say, variables of your, I have not renamed it because I just copy pasted the data from the same sheet, few lines, not all the lines. So the variable 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever we have, we just copy paste. We are having these variables here. You can say items on this correlation matrix, and we see that the correlation between the variable 1 and all other variables are seen in the first column. Okay, so you can see that the variable is very strong with of variable 1 is having a very strong relationship with variable, let's say, mm, 0.227, variable 65. Okay, so the overall correlation between these variables are there, but it is low. Okay, so we can see the different variables. Now, next is something which is called as communalities. So yesterday, somebody asked me, what is the meaning of this term communality? May I know who was it? Who asked me this question? Somebody asked me, what is the
I
meaning
had
of the word?
asked. I had asked.
Huh?
I had asked.
Okay, yeah.
So
So
please.
what, yeah, so communalities is basically defined as the proportion of each variable's variance that can be explained by a particular factor. Okay, so you have different variables or different items. Okay, so how much a particular factor is basically responsible for different variables. Okay, so that is what the meaning of the communality here is. Okay, so if you see the results of the communality, so they are talking about two things. One is the initial, and then next is extracted. Okay, so when you talk, naturally the initial communality is to be high of the factor, but you talk about the communality with respect to factor, or the, you can say, the construct which is developed, so it is high. So it is all variables are having high communalities, which is described in the last section of the column or communalities table. Okay. Then you come to this important table, which is called as total variance explained. Okay, total variance explained. Now, if you look into this total variance explained, so this gives you an interesting observation. Okay, now what is this interesting observation? Can anybody interpret or explain what is this total variance explained means?
That means in this case, 15 factors.
Hmm.
15 factors are explaining 96% of 96.44% of the variation in the dependent variable,
Yes,
dependent factor.
wonderful. Right. So let others also should speak something. I think only one participant has got all the information. What about others? Yes, I would like others. Alisha, Aarti, Divya, Gitika Agarwal, Grisham Tripathi. There are so many other participants. Uh, Kirti Dhaya is also there. Mamta is also there. Would anybody would like to explain what is the meaning of this total variance explained? Yes, anyone? Okay, Sabirji, yes, you would like to continue.
No, I told my opinion, sir. That
Okay.
there are 15 factors which have been extracted in this case,
Hmm.
and total variance of 96.44% is explained by all those 15
Factors.
factors
Hmm.
for the dependent variable, which
Right.
we are talking about.
Right, right. So we have already discussed it in yesterday's session also. So this, what do you think? Is this a analysis a good analysis or a bad analysis?
I think 15 factors seems to be a large number.
Yes.
And I think if the cumulative percentage of variance is up to even 80% also, then it should be manageable.
Okay.
Rather than trying for 96% or 95%. It is not an IIT score kind of thing, JEE score for taking admission.
Okay.
So I think we should reduce it to make it more comprehensible.
Okay. Good. Anyone else would like to support, or you can say who would not like to support what sir has said?
Sir, I would like to support because I mean, I recall this concept not completely, but I recall one point that scores which are close to 1.0
Mhm.
or likewise, they are they are highly desired actually.
But here, if you look into, I see yesterday I have told you, I have explained that all the values, eigenvalues which are having value of more than one are accepted as the you can say the factors. So if you look here, first column till point row number 15, it says 1.154. Okay, 16th component is less than 1. Okay, so technically this SPSS is given us a perfect answer of 15 variables, and that too with 96% you can say explanatory variable, or you can say variance. Okay, but as sir rightly pointed out, this particular SPSS factor analysis is absolutely not acceptable. Okay, there are certain reasons for that. Okay, that is why I have started the discussion with the or I have shown you only this particular example, because if you take this, or if you understand this particular concept, see, we started off with the concept of factor analysis and said that this is a parsimonious process. Okay, so we basically, the reason for finding out or doing the factor analysis or data reduction is that because we want that there are minimum number of factors instead of these 70-80 factors which we are able to control. Okay, so if you are getting 15 odd factors in your factor analysis, how will basically you will be able to control them? Okay, so this is similar example to that of regression which I have explained. Now see, after you can see point number 10 or component number 10, the percentage of variance which is explained by the factor is reducing drastically. See, point number 10 is explaining only 3.55%, next is 3.11%, 2.87%, 2.441, 414, sorry, 2.133, 1.518. So the percentage of variance which is explained by them is very low. Okay, so in totality, what we can say is that this is not a good variance. Okay, this is not a good factor which we have received. Factor analysis should not give us more than 3 or 4 factors. Okay, now you can say, sir, if this is the criteria, then yes, Mr. Sadhvi, what do you want to say?
Sir, I think we can use the Hilbert plot also, so that when the gradient is less, when the slope is less, then we should cut off at that point itself
Yeah, that
to
is
estimate the number of
right.
factors.
You are right, but if you look into the screens, I think we have not ticked on the screens shot this time. Otherwise, I would have got the visual representation of this particular data. But from the table only, it is very much clearly visible that there is something wrong with this particular factor analysis. Okay, so otherwise, if I have taken a planned, you can say data set, okay, and I have picked up certain data set which give us a perfect answer, then you would not have been able to understand what can be the different problems which you can achieved using your SPSS. Okay, or you can get using when you are using the factor. So this is the common problem which you will get. Okay, that you are having a very high R square value, or this cumulative percentage, and based on that you will be able to make 15 factors in your research or in your, so that is wrong. So this is not acceptable because of the basic principle of factor analysis. Is it right?
Right, sir. So we have to keep in mind the principle of parsimony.
Yes, that is very important. Okay, similarly in regression also we cannot take, see, if we consider this as the variables which are used in the regression, or we are trying to find out the make the regression equation, then also this is a problem. See, if by adding many variables, or you can add 5 more variables, so if we take 20 variables, okay, and try to form a regression equation, then we will be able to get 100% R square value. Okay, the error can be minimized to 0, but this is not practically feasible. Okay, when you are talking, or when you are solving a social science problem, this is not feasible. So we cannot have so many factors as in the data reduction as 15. Okay, so this is not a correct way of getting the data reduction. Okay, let's go beyond, and the variance achieved by the factor number 20 to further 76 is in, you can say, 10 to the power minus 13, or you can say 10 to the power 13. So this is something which is some error. Yes.
In case we decide to restrict it to, let us say, eight factors instead of 15 factors. So whatever right factors we finalize during research, do we need to take advice of experts to validate those decisions of eight factors?
See, there cannot be anyone expert in any particular area who can predict how many factors are right, or how many factors are unreal. Okay, there can be nobody. This will come out of judgment only. Okay, this will come completely out
Once
of,
judgment only.
yes, this will come out of one's judgment. There is no hard and fast rule that there should be these many factors only. Okay.
No, not a number of factors, but whatever factors we drive based on renaming of those factors. So, is it a necessity that domain experts should be consulted to finalize those factors
No,
for writing a research paper?
no. You don't need to consult anyone. The only thing is that the essence of all the items should be reflected in your factor. Okay, so when you're renaming your factor, let's say let's say your first, second, and sixth. Okay, these items, they combine to form a one factor. Okay, item number 1, item number 2, and item number 6. Now, item number 1, 2, and 3 is from one selected factor, and item number 6 is from the other sector. Okay, factor. Okay, now there are two ways in which we can do the factor analysis these days. So earlier, when you look into the factor analysis, it's an exploratory technique. Okay, we are trying to explore the factors, right? But now these days, instead of exploratory, we already know what are the kind of variables which we are having. Okay, so there was a discussion which was going on. I'll show you one of my papers. Okay, so yeah, so this is one of my one of my paper. Okay, so this is a book which is Performance and Safety Management, edited by Professor P.K. Kapoor. There was a Strategy, System, and Insurance Business Analytics workshop, and this paper was published in Springer book. Okay, now I was going through this particular book. Is it visible, all of you?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the chapter. So this was my chapter. So integrating UTAUT with trust and perceived benefits to explain user adoption of mobile payments. Okay, so this was one of my paper which was accepted and published 3-4 years back. Now, if you go into if you do this particular look into this particular paper, we have basically taken up one model which is called as Unified Theory and of Acceptance and Use of Technology, UTAT, as I was discussing yesterday. And I have combined trust in service and trust in service provider in this particular model to basically explain the behavioral adoption of mobile payments. Okay, now this was the conceptual model. Now we basically all these models are all these constructs are a part of one model, and these two constructs are a part of some other model. Okay, so we have tried to combine this model and try to frame. Now, in one way, the factor analysis part was already done. Okay, because we have already find the factors. So the exploratory part was already done. Okay, so but I have done this particular exploratory analysis, and I have tried to find out whether the factor loading is acceptable or not. Okay, so there was a lot of discussion on this when I was presenting my paper in the conference, and the panelists said, few panelists were of the opinion that when you are doing the exploratory analysis of absolutely raw items, okay, raw items means that the items are taken just on random basis, and they do not club to form an already preconceived factor. Okay, for example, in this particular case, we already know that there are certain factors of facilitating conditions, effort expectancy. So I'll show you that also. I mentioned it in my questionnaire. So yeah, this is the factor. So let's say I'm talking about performance expectancy. So these are the items which I have taken for 4 items for my performance expectancy. Then effort expectancy, again, I have taken 4 items, facilitating conditions and so on and so forth. So I have taken 3 to 4 items per construct. So I already know that these are my construct. So if I already know and I know that these items will be loaded on this particular construct, then what is the purpose of doing factor analysis? But here I have done factor analysis because I want to check whether the factor loading which I am getting is right or not. Okay, so this you can see that I have mentioned or I have reported the KMO value and Barley test of sphericity over here, and this particular test is significant and the KMO value is higher than 0.7. Okay, then I have done the validity and reliability. So this is the way how the your values or how your tables will be reported. Then we have done the model testing. Okay, so this is the percentage of variance, cumulated variance, eigenvalues, and this is the rotated factor loadings. Okay, rotated component matrix, and this is how the factors should look like. Okay, so your factors should look like this only. So if you see, there is no cross loading of any item with any other item in the factor loading tables. So all the factors of perceived benefits are loaded on perceived benefits, effort expectancy on this. So there is no cross loading. So which means that all these variables which I have taken are absolutely you can say zero correlation or no correlation among these variables, and they can be taken as separate factor only. Okay, they cannot be clubbed together, right? Even the trust in service provider and trust in service, they are also not even combined as a trust factor. Is it okay? So this is what the point I was trying to make, and this was the point which was discussed in the you can say conference also. Again, then reliability of model constructs. So I have taken or I have checked the reliability of all the constructs individually. Okay, some theories or some books also recommend that the reliability of the complete questionnaire can also be checked at one go. Okay, so this can also be done. You can do construct wise also. Okay, and then correlation table is mentioned, and based on this we have written the discussion. Is it clear, all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much clear.
Right. So
So,
in
sir,
the end, we have
so, sir,
also, yeah.
So, sir, the construct is different and ultimate factor derived from EFA is different.
No, they are same. They are same. This is what I was trying to say, or what
Okay.
I was trying to check. So the constructs which we have taken and the factors which are derived from factor analysis should not be different. They should be same.
So,
Okay, and
so at the time of questionnaire development,
Mhm.
So suppose service quality is measured by its 4 dimensions,
Yes,
4 items. So service quality is a construct, right, sir?
yes,
And when there are 4 constructs, for example,
they are
to-
subconstructs.
right, sir?
Hmm.
So if there are 4 constructs
Hmm.
and there are, let us say, total 20 questions,
Hmm.
20 items. So, and we obtain the responses and run the EFA.
Hmm.
So after that, if we find that there are 7 factors,
Hmm.
so it will not be matching with the number of constructs, which was 4 initially. So that exercise will be wrong, sir, then?
No, how is it possible? 4 factors cannot frame 7 constructs. How is it possible?
So that means constructs and factors, they are
Hmm.
one and the same thing.
Yes, 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 yes. Variables and constructs are different thing. So different variables can join to form one construct or one factor.
Okay, so yesterday you were discussing construct.
Hmm.
So
Uh,
that means it is derived from EFA only.
See, if you are not using factor analysis, then then how can you call it a factor, na? If you are not
No,
using.
understood, sir.
Hmm.
So based on my different thought processes, for example, WPL in this case,
Hmm.
there are
Okay. I'll explain it again. I'll just re-explain it. See, there are variables. Okay, there are variables, and the variables are measured using the items. Is that clear?
Okay, sir.
So
Okay,
when you
sir.
when you call statements, or if you can look into this paper, so these are the different items which are here. See,
Okay,
these
sir.
are the items. Okay, now all these items basically give you the variables. Okay, you are able to measure the variable using these items. Okay, now if these variables, okay, do not match with other, okay, or do not combine with other, they can be called as factor or construct. Is it clear? But if you are not using factor analysis, you will not use the term factor, you will use the term construct.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
So let's say if you are using the factor analysis, you can use the word factor. Okay. In other cases, like for example, SEM. So when two or three variables they combine to form one variable, that is called as a construct. Okay. But otherwise,
Okay.
construct and variable are actually same thing, which are
Okay.
composed of many other items.
Okay, in this case, performance expectancy is the variable. If you do
Hmm.
not run EFA and it
Yes, yes.
constitutes 4 variables,
Yes.
right, sir?
And right, absolutely. Okay, then there is also a concept of, you can say, first order and second order constructs. Okay, for example, the example which you took, the one of service quality. So service quality is a second order construct which is again made up of three factors, or three or four factors, right? Reliability, for example, serviceability, and all those things. Okay, so the construct of the service quality or SERVQUAL is a second order construct. Okay, so if you are doing or running SPSS, you have to follow the principles of second order construct while doing the analysis of this kind of variable.
Okay, sir.
Is it clear?
So so it is a question of difference in terminology, right, sir?
Yeah, terminology
For
as well
EFA,
as, yeah.
Before EFA, it is construct and
Hmm.
variables, and after EFA, it is items and factors.
Right. Items, factor.
Items leading to factors.
Yes. Right. So
Okay, sir.
yeah, this is the process. Okay, now we again go back to the so this is how you report all this. I was showing you this paper because I wanted to tell you how you report the tables. Okay, so not all the tables are reported in the paper. So the first table, or first, you can say, table which is reported in the paper is that of the KMO, because it is important to show that you have checked the data and you have done all the minimum requirements of your fulfilled all the minimum requirements of your factor analysis, right? And then you do the reliability and validity testing. Okay, then you show the model testing using eigenvalues and variances. Okay, so this is how you should. So now here we have seen that there are major seven factors which are drawn. Okay, so below this, the value of eigenvalue will drop from drop to value which is less than 1. Okay, so that is why we have taken here 7 factors. Okay, again, if you look here, the factor analysis is able to explain 91% of the variance. But if you again look into the, now you can say again, say the search is very high. There you are saying that factors are wrong. Here you are saying factors are right. So how do you justify? So my justification of this particular point is that the individual variance of factor number 7 is 10%. Okay, which is very high. Okay, you cannot ignore this particular variance. Okay, अगर यहाँ पर factor analysis का जो cumulative variance was less than 5 or less than 3 होती, तो हम इसको ignore कर सकते हैं और हमें ये पता लग जाता कि जो आपका variance है that is low, and that is basically not as per requirement. Okay, तो यहाँ पर हमने R square की वैल्यू 91% ली है, बट टोटल नंबर ऑफ फैक्टर्स भी हाई है हमारे, लेकिन ये हमारा जो पेपर है, this analysis is not you can say wrong or futile. Okay, then again, if you look into the factor loadings or rotated component metrics, so we get these type of values. So this is just drawn to make, or this table is made to show a stepwise, or you can say this designing. Otherwise, this is not necessary that you will get the table like this. Okay, so when you copy paste your tables from the SPSS sheet, you can change the shape of the table, or you can just make the table like this and use in your research paper. Okay, because if you actually see the table, this particular perceived benefits is followed by performance expectancy, which is again followed by social media, so social influence. So we have basically shown this in a, you can say, just done the cosmetic work over here. Otherwise, this is not the way you real, but you can see here the important point over here to note is that there is no cross loading of any item over other item, okay, or other you can say factor, right? So the cross loadings will only come when you suppress any values which are more than 5. Okay, so we have got all the values which are above 5. Okay, so that is why the values or the table has been derived out to be a very clean variable, clean table. Now there is another point of discussion over here, that when you start doing the factor analysis, you will not get such kind of tables. Okay, I am telling you right away, because this we have derived after a lot of cleaning and out of some manipulations also. Okay, you cannot get such kind of clean table without, you can say, changing, or you can do certain kind of manipulations with the data, because you cannot get perfect correlations or perfect you can say factor loadings if there are always sometimes some cross loadings available or present in the factor analysis when you are performing the factor analysis with the actual data. So you need to tweak some data, or you need to tweak some you can say the data set, and then you will get the uh, perfect factor loadings. Okay, if you are having, now why I am saying all these things, you will say, you can question me that, sir, why are you saying all these things? Because if you are having cross loadings in your factor loading table, your paper will not be accepted. Okay, so for getting a clean table and for getting your paper accepted, you have to try out certain other tricks. Okay, but this is the actual way of doing this particular analysis. Is it clear, all of you?
No, you are really very frank.
Yeah, I have like when you are
Because
publishing papers now, many things you will get to know from from senior professors who are who are basically doing analysis in this particular area from past 20 years or 30 years. Most of the, if you ask them, they will very clearly say that it is impossible to get exact or perfect you can say tables while doing analysis, because there are various reasons for that. Number one is, when you are collecting the data, the collection of data, how much seriousness the other person is responding, okay, and how much seriousness you are taking the data, that is also questionable. Because let's say you are interested in doing a research, so you will collect the data very seriously, okay, but if the other person may or may not be serious, right? So for example, if I'll tell you one thing, this, when you are doing this particular data collection, the paper which I have shown you, so we got a grant of 5 lakh rupees from our university. Okay, and from this grant, we used to travel and collect the data. Now, this particular data or this particular research was done on those people who were below the or with on the margin line of poverty. Okay, and this particular data was collected in NCT, which means all the places in the National Capital Territory, Delhi, right? So the respondents were all the vegetable sellers, all the rickshaw pullers, and all those people. So if you go and try to take data on from them and ask them what is the meaning of the term facilitating condition, or what is the how does the social network helps you, they will not answer. So what you have to do, you have to first convert this questionnaire into Hindi, okay, and actually make them sure that whatever you are trying to ask is actually what you are asking from them. Okay, they should have same meaning. So you, what you are asking and what they are responding should be same. Okay, so this is mentioned in my papers. I have mentioned this, that I have basically used certain softwares to convert my English language to Hindi, and I have checked it through various translators whether these two questionnaire are actually same or not, because it makes no sense that you are asking questions in English from an uneducated vegetable seller. Okay, then when you go and ask question, it is 45-degree in summer, and you expect him to give you answers for your question, which makes no sense to him. This is not practical. Okay, so what we used to do, we used to offer him a small packet of fruity or cold drink, so that he becomes normalized and the other people who are around them, he sees that okay, he's getting something, so they also come and they also start giving their data in lieu of that particular small cold drink. Okay, so this is actually how you collect data. It will not happen like you go and ask for data and you will get data. So yeah.
You are very much correct, sir. Thanks that you told your efforts and resilience to do this research. Sir, Dr. Rajna Kothari on the first day told that sympathy is the required quality for a researcher. So I think you are following that in full spirit.
Yes, actually, there is no other option, because if you do not talk to them or you do not listen to them, or they will tell you their problems, they will tell you their issues with them. So you have to listen to them and then they will respond you. And then the kind of response you will get, that will be very good. And certain open-ended questions you will also be able to get. So a lot of things are there. See, if these type of people whom I'm mentioning, they are using mobile phones, smartphones to use YouTube for operating WhatsApp and all those things, but they are not using their phone for doing the digital transactions. Okay, so that was the purpose of my research, that why are these guys not using payments bank or digital transactions, which is comparatively not so difficult, because so that was the objective. So that is why I took so many. So how data is collected, how data sheets are framed, all these things are important while doing analysis, right? So that is what I'm trying to, that is why I'm saying, or I am very clearly saying all these things. And we can do clean data analysis without any manipulations also, but it will take time. Okay, it will take some time. You cannot expect that the first time you do data analysis it will be perfect. Okay, now I am sharing this particular response sorry, this you can say result tables with you, which I have received on from the factor analysis I have done on SPSS. Is it visible, all of you?
Visible to me, sir.
I hope others are also able
Yes,
to.
sir.
Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, if you look into this particular sheet, if this particular response sheet, this is the most important component matrix which is available, or which will tell you which particular items will be joined together. Okay. Now you look over here. Component one, sorry, the factor one is composed of variable 3, variable 4, variable 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So all these variables are joined together. Now see, variable 15 is cross-loaded. Sorry, it is negatively loaded with negatively loaded in this particular SPSS. Okay, it means that the questionnaire which I have, either the questionnaire I have framed is wrong, or the interpretation of the questionnaire is wrong, or the data collection is wrong. Okay, because it should not have a minus sign. It should have all have plus sign. Okay, also if you look into variable number 9, okay, variable 9 is cross-loaded at at first as well as third factor. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But
Yeah.
the loading is
Yes,
different,
sir.
no?
Yes, sir.
Loading is different. Yes, of course, loading is different. So we can ignore this 5.508. Okay, but again, the you can say this is cross-loaded. Okay, I don't find any other variable 7 is also, I think, cross-loaded. 0.5 on first and seventh, variable 7. Is it visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is also a problem. Again,
But sir, we have to consider the loading which is more,
higher,
right,
higher.
sir?
Yes, 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 yes. The one which is higher. This is also a problem. No, 39 and 40, they are differently loaded. Okay, the remaining table is okay. The remaining table is fine. Now, if you combine this, now, see, the first one is composed of 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, and all these whatever other variables are, other loadings are seen. If you copy paste this particular table, this can be very easily done. Select here. You can basically and just select this particular table, copy, and you can paste it at any particular Word file. Okay, now once you paste it on any other Word file, you can able to you will be in a position to make the table like we have made this particular table. Now this particular tables look very beautiful. Okay, that all all this particular variables are coming very cleanly, but you can make such table on your own also in the Word file. Okay, we have also made it similar way. Okay, so you can, when you join all the variables, so this kind of sheet you can make. The one I have showed you earlier. Just I'll share it. Okay, so I have combined PBN1, PBN2, PBN3, and 4 together. Then E1, E2, E3. Then I have, so this is on the this I have changed the you can say the sequence of the factors based on the loading of the factors. Okay, so I have combined all the factors which are loaded under component 1 at first, corresponding to second, then third, then fourth, and that is why this type of table is formed. Okay, and we could not find any factor loading, so that is why there is no cross loading in any other row. Okay, so in our case also we do not find too many cross loadings because the number of factors number of items were very high in our case. Okay, we have considered very too many items in our factor analysis. Okay, that is why there are a lot of cross loadings. Okay, how many variables are there? 60. 76 items we have taken. Okay, so instead of taking so many items, but that will depend upon your questionnaire also. If there are so many if there are so many factors, you have to take all these items. Okay, now when I'm talking about the, you can say that there are a lot of factors are formed. Okay, so 15 factors are formed, and R square is also, sorry, the variance explained is also very high. So in that particular case, this shows that the literature view is not taken care of very you can say extensively. Okay, so once you increase your literature view or improvise on your literature view, you will be able to better frame your questionnaire, and that will give you a better you can say results in SPSS. Okay, now we go back to the analysis. What further we have to do? Okay, now this is the factor analysis or the exploratory part we have done. Now let's see, now I want to see that what is the impact of variable 1 and 2 on variable 3. Okay, so I want to perform a regression analysis, and I want to check what is the impact of 1 and 2 on factor 3. So what will I do? Can anybody explain what should be done? I have told it yesterday also.
You can do regression analysis.
Yes, of course we will do regression analysis, but how will it will be done?
Data analyze and then.
No. We cannot directly do it.
Scatter
Yes.
diagrams through
Hmm?
scatter chart first.
No. See, we cannot do it directly because we have seen that they have this factor analysis have combined the items. Okay, but where are the factors? There are no factors in the Excel sheet now, because ultimately, not sorry, Excel sheet, I'm talking about the data sheet, because ultimately we have to select some data here only. Okay, so you cannot see any data over here which can be selected directly, or the variables cannot be selected directly and done and can be used for data analysis. So what we will do over here, we will try to make factors in the Excel sheet. Okay, so what I'm going to do over here, I am going back to the Excel sheet. Okay, please look into the sheet carefully. Now let's say I have seen my factor 1, which is the column number P, column number R, okay, column number P, Q, and R or S. Okay, let's say these 4 factors are there. So I copy them. Just a second. So I copy these factors. Okay, so let's say I select these many factors, lines only, and I take it here, paste them. Okay, I delete this line. Okay, so this is my factor, sorry, item number 1, item number 3, and item number 4. Okay, if you look into the analysis I have showed you, so my item number 1, 3, and 4 have combined to form a 1 factor. Okay, now what I will do here, I will write factor 1. Can you see this Excel sheet?
Yes, sir.
Right, So I will write over here factor 1. Okay, and I will press equal to sum, sorry, average. And take the average of these three, press enter. And again, I will pull this down for all the rows. Okay, now you will, what you have got is the value of your factor 1. Okay, what you have got is your value of factor 1. Okay, similarly, you will frame the values of factor 2 also. Okay, so again, I will select those lines which are giving me the items which are to be combined for factor 2. Is it clear, everyone? This is a very important step.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Any question? Any question related to making the factor? Yes, participants, please ask questions. I will keep on explaining and I will complete my workshop. See, if you're not going to ask me any question. So what I have done is that basically I have manually selected all the items which the factor analysis is showing me that they are clubbing together and making a factor. Okay. So, and then after copying and pasting it on the on another sheet of the Excel, I have tried to take the mean or the average value of all these values. Okay, and then I will be able to, and then I will basically I'm able to form the, you can say, the factor value, and I have received the factor value. Now this particular factor value is to be copied in the SPSS sheet. Okay, this SPSS, this sheet, this particular will be added there, and once I copy this value, just a second. Okay, so I have copied this value and I am going to paste it in the SPSS sheet. Now I'm sharing the SPSS sheet with you. Yes. So see, here I have copy and pasted my values of the factor I have received, factor I have made. Okay. So in the variable view, I will rename this as factor 1. Sorry, factor underscore 1. Okay. So it will not take a gap. Okay, it will not accept gap between two values. So I cannot write over here factor 0.1. Okay, so this says that variable name contains an illegal character. So I have to use factor underscore 1. Okay, please remember this while you are labeling your items. So I have used, similarly, I will use factor 2, factor 3, factor 4. And once I have framed these factors, now I want to see the effect of factor 1 and factor 2 on factor 3. Okay, so what I will do, I will again go to analyze, regression. Regression, I will select linear. Okay, and here I will select any two. So I can select this factor 1. Okay, here. And now since I do not have any other scale value, I am not able to select the independent variable. Okay, so you have to select dependent, you have to select independent variable, and finally you can do your analysis. Okay, your regression, and then you will get your R square value and the beta values. Okay, so this is the way how you basically do the exploratory testing, exploratory factor analysis, and the confirmatory test of the of this variables. Okay, and the achieved factors. So any problem with this now? Because now I'm expecting you to solve and tell me how to do the factor analysis and do regression analysis. Yes, participants, please respond something.
This regression part is for what purpose, sir? it is arbitrary, or you are just trying to teach for some advanced results?
No. This is in most of the studies, when you are doing the exploratory study, you are expected to do the confirmatory test also. Okay. So what are the general confirmatory tests? Confirmatory tests are mostly regression only. Okay. So we basically, when you do the confirmatory, we basically try to check the effect of one variable on the other variable. Okay. What is the extent to which one variable is basically, you can say, leading to second variable. Okay, for example, I will say that let's say, you can say attending the class regularly and studying after going to home are two important variables. Now I want to check the impact of these two on the academic performance of a student. Okay, so how will I check it? I will check it via regression only. Now, what is the effect of these two on the first
Yes, sir.
point? First point is that we do correlation test. Okay, if there is some correlation among them, then we'll go for regression. So ultimately, the confirmatory and exploratory test are a two part of the coin. So you have to always do a confirmatory test when you are doing any kind of exploratory test. Now, how to do that confirmatory test after completion of your exploratory, that I have explained. So you cannot directly apply the you can say regression analysis or the confirmatory test on your on this particular using SPSS without forming the factors. Okay, so I have explained how using this particular Excel sheet, I have tried to made factors by combining the different you can say items which the factor analysis have combined. Okay,
Okay. So
should I repeat again?
No, sir. Suppose
You have calculated the average for each and every row
Yes,
for first, second, and fourth, right, sir?
yes.
And you have renamed this column as F1, factor
F1,
one,
factor 1, right.
right, sir?
Right.
Based on
Similarly,
the
you will do
analysis
factor
of
2,
F.
factor 3, right.
Right.
Okay. And then you would, so all these are factor and there must be some independent variable. Dependent variable in the whole in these cases. Okay. So we will try to see the effect of all these factors which are independent variable on that dependent variable. Okay. So which can be done again using SPSS in the same way as you have done the factor analysis. So again, you go to analyze, go to regression, and then select the options and select dependent variables, select independent variables, click OK, you will get the table.
Sir, in this case, F1 will become dependent variable. F1. factor one.
F1 will be independent variable. Okay, F1 will be independent variable. If you look into this particular, you can say, this my paper. Yeah, this one. So if you look into this particular paper, you will come to know. So this we have done this factor analysis. So this is the exploratory. So we have explored these 7 factors. Okay. Now after these 7 factors have been explored, we would like to see the impact on the dependent variable. Okay. So dependent variable in our case is the you can say adoption. Okay, technology adoption. So we see the relation. So R square value is 0.77. ओके, सो हमारी आर स्क्वायर की वैल्यू जो है वो 0.77 आई है और इसको हमने डर्बिन वाटसन टेस्ट के साथ में वेरीफाई भी किया है बिकॉज जनरली वी और ये इसकी हमने वी हैव आल्सो मेंशन्ड दी बीटा वैल्यूज। तो हमारा ये बीटा वैल्यूज ये बता रहा है कि कौन सा वेरिएबल जो है वो कितना स्टैटिस्टिकली सिग्निफिकेंट है एंड व्हाट इज द रोल। सो दैट इज व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू टेल यू that why and how are you expected to do the confirmatory test using regression. Okay, now and all of you, any problem you are having, please tell me, or otherwise you can start doing this SPSS on your own and show me the results. Okay, yes guys, please respond.
Sir, in this case,
Hmm.
F1 will become independent variable, right, sir?
Right.
And dependent variables will be taken. Dependent will be overall one goal, right, sir?
No, see, when you are doing the factor analysis, when you are collecting the data in terms of you can say when you are collecting the data through questionnaire, okay, you have to keep one dependent variable also, no?
Yes, sir. It is.
है ना?
It is adoption of technology, right, sir?
Right, right. So in my questionnaire
Okay.
also, yes, I have kept one variable which talks about the technology adoption. Okay, otherwise,
Right,
how
sir.
will you, yes, yes, how will you otherwise measure it now?
And both for that, you obtained some questions and got the responses, and you run the EFA. And
Yes.
out of that exercise, you got the 7 factors,
Yes.
8 factors. Behavioral intention is also there, no?
Yes, behavioral intention is also a factor. Okay,
Right, sir.
but yes, but this is a dependent variable, the others are independent variables. So when you are fitting it into what I am
Correct,
trying
sir.
to make analysis, so behavioral intentions should be taken as the dependent variables, the others should be taken as independent variables, because
Right.
all those 7 independent variables will explain the behavior of this independent variable, which is behavioral intentions.
So, sir, in this case, what you did just now, F1.
Hmm.
F1 is like behavioral intention, which is consisting of 3 factors in case. Right, sir? First, third, and
Item, 3 items.
first, third, and fourth. Right,
Fourth,
sir?
right, right.
So behavioral intention or F1, it will become one independent factor for our rate of adoption of technology.
Yes,
Right, sir?
generally the dependent variable is not considered in factor analysis. Okay, because उसी को
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
हाँ
Yes, sir.
उसी का ही तो behavior हम बाकी factor से जानना चाह रहे हैं ना.
अच्छा, yes, sir. So,
हाँ.
sir, F1, F2, F4, for example,
They are all independent
F15,
variables.
F15.
Yes.
So those F15 variables,
Hmm.
just a minute, sir. So those F15, F1, F15, they will be independent variable
Yes.
explaining the rate of adoption of technology, right, sir?
Right.
And we have to run regression, right, sir?
Yes.
Okay, understood, sir. So it will be a manual exercise, sir.
Which
itself,
one?
To determine the values for different factors in Excel. So it has to be
In
done
Excel, yes,
manually.
you have to. Yes. You have to do it manually. It cannot be done using SPSS. The SPSS has given you factors. Okay. So, but if you further want to do any exercise using those factors, okay, then you have to do some manual calculation and again go back to SPSS and then do the analysis part. Okay, but otherwise, if you want to find out the factors is very completely and nicely defined in the SPSS using you can use SPSS using for this analysis. Okay.
Okay, sir. Now my question is, there will be 15 independent factors, F1
Right.
to F15.
Right.
For regression analysis in SPSS, what will be the dependent variable? In my Excel sheet, it will not be there.
No. The Excel sheet variable, you will have to make this independent variable by joining or taking the average of all the
No.
items of the behavioral intention.
So based on this process,
Hmm.
suppose I have taken out 15 columns, right, sir? Or data F1 to F15 I have made in Excel.
Right.
And in SPSS also I have copied it. Now my question is, for running the regression, what will be the data for my dependent variable?
For that, you have to create another 16th column.
Okay.
And you have to get the average of the 3 items of your dependent variable. So let's say आपने behavioral intention को 3 आइटम से मेजर किया या 5 आइटम से मेजर किया, उसका एवरेज ले लेंगे आप, तो वो जो कॉलम है आपका जो है डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल का कॉलम बन जाएगा.
But my 15 factors, they are explaining the dependent variable, right?
Right. लेकिन अगर आपको मैं आपकी बात कर रहा हूँ इसकी रिग्रेशन की, अगर आपको रिग्रेशन एनालिसिस करना हो,
हाँ,
अगर वो नहीं करना तो आपको ये एक्सरसाइज करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है.
नहीं, हम करेंगे for confirmatory, we will do it.
Yes.
But for that, I have to have some data for dependent variable also, ना sir?
नेचुरली डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल का डेटा लिए बिना आप कैसे स्टडी करेंगे?
हाँ, so
वो फैक्टर एनालिसिस में आप कंसीडर नहीं करेंगे, ठीक है, क्योंकि हम उसके फैक्टर्स नहीं बनाना चाह रहे हैं, लेकिन आपको डेटा तो कलेक्ट करना पड़ेगा ना.
ओके.
अगर आपको टेस्टिंग करनी, अब मैं आपको एक चीज दिखाता हूँ, देखिए.
तो सर आपने जो एक्सरसाइज करवाई, F1 निकालेंगे, हम F2 निकालेंगे, F15 तक निकाल लेंगे, ठीक है सर?
राइट.
बट नाउ फॉर कंफर्मेटरी,
हाँ जी,
and we have to run regression, right, sir?
Right.
So for running the regression, the whether you do it in Excel we do it in this SPSS, it will
Hmm.
ask for data or variable, dependent variable, let us say technology adoption.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
for that, how to drive the data?
I'll tell you. Is this paper visible? 6, 7, 8 points.
Yes, sir.
Right. So see here, this I have basically shared my questionnaire with them. This is a kind of questionnaire which all the items I've shared. So see, I have taken factor 1, performance expectancy, effort expectancy, facility conditions, social influence, perceived benefits, trust and service provided. So ये 7 जो हैं हमारे इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल्स हैं, और 8वां जो बिहेवियरल इंटेंशन है वो हम, अगर आप मेरा मॉडल देखेंगे तो मेरे मॉडल में
Okay, okay.
ठीक है, तो हमें मेजर तो वो भी करना है, और
हाँ,
उसको मेजर करने के लिए हमने बराबर 3 या 4 जितने भी हैं आइटम्स आपको लेने पड़ेंगे। अगर आपने आइटम नहीं ली, जैसे मैंने 2 वेरिएबल से इसको मेजर कर लिया है, ठीक है, वो 2
Okay.
इसलिए लिए क्योंकि तीसरा मेरा लोड नहीं हो रहा था, तो आपको मेजर तो करना पड़ेगा, लेकिन इसको हम फैक्टर एनालिसिस में कंसीडर नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि हम नहीं चाहते ना हमारे डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल फैक्टर्स बन जाए।
Okay, okay, understood. But
ओके,
you have obtained the data already.
यस 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 यस,
I was asking about this. So
Yes.
again, you will take the average and make a 16th.
same process.
Okay,
So
sir.
the 16th column will be the column of the dependent variable, which you will get by averaging the columns of the this
Understood.
particular variable.
So B11 and B12, you will take the average for
Yes, yes.
all the.
Yes.
Acha. Sir, this behavioral intention, trust in service provider, all these factors you are mentioning, you renamed all these terminologies after EFA or before collecting the data?
How can you measure it before collecting the data?
Okay.
Because once the factors are joined, once the items are joined, then only you can rename it, because it should have the new name, or the name of the factor should have the essence of the previous data also.
Okay. Now my quick question is, so sir, in case of 6th factors, TS1, TS2, TS3, they are also renamed in your case?
No. TS is not renamed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because for before EFA, there must have been some other items which were belonging to other dimensions.
Right.
But now they have come here.
Yes.
Constitute this 6th factor.
Okay. Absolutely right.
So that means TS1, TS2, TS3, they might have been some other names or item names.
Some other, right.
Okay.
Some other names they were there. I'll just show you one more paper.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Give me a second.
Hope I'm not disturbing the whole class, sir, by asking so many
No,
questions.
I expect everybody to answer, everybody to ask questions, because that will make me this particular workshop more interesting.
Thank you,
otherwise I will also keep on saying things and then I will go away. So we will not give you a lot of yeah. So I'm sharing.
ऐसा डर लगता है कभी-कभी सर कि दोबारा कभी FDP में invitation मिलेगा या नहीं? If I ask so many questions.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. I'm showing you this particular paper. This particular paper is again another of my candidate. So is it visible? Factors affecting satisfaction.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Others also
Yes, sir.
visible.
Yes,
So
sir.
so again, this is factor, from the title only you can understand that this study is factor analysis based study. So the title was factors affecting the satisfaction of residents staying in residential township in Delhi NCR. Okay, so this is one of my PhD candidate, and he will be conferred the degree on this 31st. Final viva is on 31st. So he basically.
Sir, to you,
thank
all
you.
the best to him, sir. It
Yeah,
is a great
thank you.
achievement for you as well.
So this particular paper was published in one of the journals, and this is, I think, Scopus listed journal somewhere. The paper is accepted but not published. So he also did the factor analysis, right? So initially he took 8 factors. Okay, so service delivery, bill submission, complaint resolution, staff behavior, safety, equipment quality, utility services, and firefighting. So he basically, when you are staying in a high-rise building, so there are utilities which are required in the high-rise buildings, which are generally outsourced. Okay, so what are the bases on which the outsourcing is done? So this is the study on that. Okay, so these are the 8 you can say variables or you can say the which important variables which were considered by the candidate and before the factor analysis. Okay, so there were 8 factors. Okay, now you can click these
8
factors also.
variables or 8
These-
constructs?
sorry,
Sir?
these are 8 variables. These
Okay,
are
sir.
8 variables. Okay,
No
Now-
construct.
not construct, right?
So,
Okay.
these
sir,
are-
this would have come out from the literature review.
This came from the literature review only.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after we have done this questionnaire, or we've done this particular literature review and formed the questionnaire, so these were the main variables of the study. Okay. Now we did factor analysis and we try to reduce these factors. Okay. So after the performance of the factor analysis, these factors were reduced to important 4 factors, which were named as the following. So promptness in service, essential facilities in service, safety of residents, and staff etiquettes and competency. Okay, so these are the 4 factors which are renamed, okay, and are reflecting the flavor of the original variables. Okay, and we did this R square also. So the R square thing is also important. The confirmatory. So the results of the confirmatory analysis are also presented, and then discussion. Yes.
Sir, in this case, the composition of items in the factors, it was 2 to 2 because there were only 8 factors, 8 variables, or they were split into some more questions.
No, there were many questions. There were 4 to 6 questions per variable.
Per variable. Okay, understood now.
Yeah, 3-4 questions per variable, and you can see there are these many questions are there. So we basically derived this kind of response. So this factor number SD1, SD2, SD3, BS and C critical. So these three you can say variables, they basically joined to form one factor. Okay, so these 2 variables, etiquettes and US3, they join to form one factor, whereas this safety and these last factor, they were not joined with anyone. So the 8 factors were joined and they basically bottled down to the 4 factors which are mentioned below. So 2 of them they joined, the remaining 2 did not join with anyone. Okay, so this is the kind of results which you will get after doing your factor analysis, and this is how you rename or relabel your newly achieved factors.
Understood.
Okay.
So it is the journey from variables to factors.
Yes, and from factor to regression, confirmatory.
Okay, sir.
Right. So any other question?
Sir, if you want to start, continue. So can we take 5 minutes or 5 to 7 minutes break, sir?
Yeah, you can take 5 minutes break, but now I would like all of you to do practically and do the factor analysis. Show me the results of your factor analysis. I want to see on everybody's screen how you are basically getting the factors and how you are able to do regression. You're finding any problem, I am there to answer. You can take 5-10 minutes break and then start with the hands-on. Okay.
Okay, sir. Understood.
Yeah, and please be active, all of you. I'm only getting 1 response. The others, 1 or 2 response only. The others are not responding. Have you not got anything, or you're not interested to talk to me? I'm feeling very like it should not be a one-way process. Huh?
This is the only disadvantage of
Online.
classes, sir.
Yeah.
And that too for professors.
So in my case, I'm unable to download the SPSS because I think I had that the free version sometime back in my system, and now it is expired. So I'm unable to download it with the link which ma'am sent.
Okay, ma'am, there is also one more reason. One reason could be compatibility also, because the one software I have sent you 64 bit software, I think. Okay, in my laptop also there are 3 versions of SPSS which are installed, but I use the one which is 21, latest version, which is 21. Okay, so no problem. You got to talk to some IT professional in your organization or somebody whom you know. He or she will remove that particular SPSS old version and you will be able to install it. Okay.
Sorry, sir, your voice broke in between. Sir, can I just share my screen? I have could download something, but then it is not completely functional. If you allow me to share my screen, I could just show you how it is coming.
Okay. Actually, I don't think so we'll be able to.
Let me just see, sir.
Are you able to share? Yeah.
So can you see?
Yes, I
So
can see.
variable, it is coming like this. My data view is coming with all question marks.
Wait
I've
for some time. Wait for some time. Data
No,
will
so
come.
this is an hour back I did it. It's coming like this only.
No, it has just the system has hung. No problems. Data will come. If the data, just give
नहीं आ
some
रहा
time.
डेटा व्यू में नहीं आ रहा ये 1 घंटा पहले किया था सर इट इज नॉट कमिंग और ऊपर में भी वो जो एनालाइज वाला ये जो टैब्स हैं दीज आर नॉट कमिंग आई थिंक इट इज नॉट डाउनलोडेड प्रॉपर्ली और समथिंग
Tabs कौन से?
जो ऊपर में दैट शुड कम ना द एनालाइज एंड ऑल दोस टैब्स ऑन द टॉप
हाँ.
nothing is coming only file view these two things are coming and the other things are not coming yet.
मैम वो ऐसे मतलब कंडीशनल नहीं होता, जब आता है तो पूरा आता है। आपका सिस्टम हैंग हो गया बिकॉज ऑफ हैवी डेटा फाइल। आप थोड़ा डेटा लीजिए, यू जस्ट डोंट पिक अप ऑल 460 और 490 फाइल्स, पिक अप सम स्मॉल डेटा सेट। आप इसका हाफ लीजिए।
ओके
हाँ, वेरिएबल्स भी हाफ कर दीजिए और डेटा भी हाफ कर दीजिए।
ओके लेट मी ट्राई इट वंस अगेन
So in your fourth factor, there are only 2 items. Fourth factor, no problem, no issues with that. No problem with that. What about others? Are you able to do it? Okay, do we have Miss Alisha Chaudhary?
Yes, sir.
Yes, are you able to do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please share your results. Okay, what about Aarti Pandey? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you able to do it? If you are not talking to me, I have to call one by one. Now, what option do I have now?
I know, sir. Sir, I'm trying.
Okay. Anybody having any problem with your data analysis, or I know you are doing it. It will take some time. It will not happen immediately. But I am more interested to know if anybody is having some problem. Yes, Pradeep ji, you want to share something? Okay. Go down, please. Right. So wait. So KMO is not significant. KMO value is less. You have taken less number of data, na? So that is why KMO is coming less. So see, it is sensitive. Okay, go down. Yeah. Just a second, I'm getting a call. Hello? हाँ जी बोलिए जी। ओके, मैं भिजवा देता हूँ। Hmm. Hmm. Okay. मैं बोल देता हूँ, don't worry. Yeah, so you number of factors obtained are 7, and our cumulative variance is 84.73. Hmm. And your just wait, just wait. So your variance explained by last two is 7%. Okay, okay, go down. Go down, go down. Mhm. You have not suppressed the values below 5.5. Aarti ji, hello, hello. Please unmute yourself. Hello. Anyone else would like to show the results? Wonderful.
Sir, in my case, there are 7 factors, but factor number 6th and 7th,
Hmm.
they are having only one indicators, one items,
Factor
6th and 7th.
6th and 7th. Okay, okay. What about the variance explained?
It is 83.7%.
Hmm.
And sir, so I'll start from the top. Chemo test is okay, significant, and commonalities are also.
Wait. KMO test is insignificant. Your Bartlett test is significant because your KMO value is 0.173. And it should be more than
Okay,
0.7.
sorry.
So KMO, okay. So anyway, you must have taken a few data points. No? That
Yes,
is
sir.
why
Only 21 data points, sir.
that is why it is low. So when you take full data, then it will be fine.
Okay, sir.
Usually, if you take 5 times the data
Yes, sir.
as number of questions, you will get good KMO value.
Okay, sir.
So let's say you have 10 items, so you take 50 data points, so you will get good KMO score.
Okay, sir.
Okay, this relay test is significant, right? Okay, communality should be more than 0.7, which is all except
0.5, sir. It should be more than 0.5 or 0.7?
0.7, I'm sorry, 0.7. तो आपका सारे ठीक है सिवाय एक के लास्ट के वेरिएबल 19.
Right, sir. Okay.
Okay.
And minimum it should be 0.5, right, sir?
Minimum should be 0.5, yes.
Okay. And preference is above 0.7.
Yes.
And total variance explained is 83.71 based on eigenvalues more than 1.
The result is fine.
Okay.
Result is fine. Just a minute, just a minute. Why I'm telling you this thing? Because if you look into 7 and 8 component, right, the difference between the eigenvalue of 7 and 8 is very high, 0.3 something.
Yes.
Right. So therefore, if you say that cumulative frequency, looking into the percentage of variance explained, it is also significantly good, like 7% per factor. So
Yes, sir.
the last few ones, okay. So I think it is giving you good results, right? You can go down.
Yes, sir.
So component matrix is okay. We don't have to discuss that. Go to a rotated component matrix. Yes. So here, okay, okay. So WS6 is having 2 loadings. Okay, you can remove the other one.
Component factor 4, 6, and 7, they are having less number of items.
Okay, although this is a problem, but let's see 0.855, 0.868. Factor loading is high.
It may be due to insufficiency of the data, sir.
Maybe some problem with the data. Yes.
And sir, how to explain this factor loading, multiple factor loading for WS6, sir?
So you can drop the 0.5071 when you are showing it in the paper, because
Okay, sir.
because it is having, although बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंस तो नहीं है 0.057 और 0.5
0.57 का,
हाँ
0.25 का,
हाँ
0.025.
0.025 का है, बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंस तो नहीं है, लेकिन उसको ड्रॉप किया जा सकता है, मे बी सम प्रॉब्लम विद द डेटा, नो अदर प्रॉब्लम। ओके, बट ओवरऑल आपका रोटेटेड कंपोनेंट मैट्रिक्स ठीक आ रहा है और आपके फैक्टर्स ठीक ज्वाइन हो रहे हैं। लेकिन ये चेक करना पड़ेगा कि जो 1 1, ये मैंने ऐसे पहले कभी देखा नहीं कि सिंगल वैल्यूज हो, बिकॉज जो आपका इंडिविजुअल आइटम्स होती हैं वो दूसरे आइटम्स के साथ अच्छा, इसका क्वेश्चनर चेक करना पड़ेगा फिर। जब क्वेश्चनर में हम पूछते हैं ना, उस पर चेक करना पड़ेगा कि आपका जो ये आइटम्स जो हैं उन बाकी वेरिएबल्स के साथ में ज्वाइन हो रही हैं, तो उसका कुछ रीजन ये भी हो सकता है कि जिस तरह से आपने क्वेश्चन फ्रेम किया हुआ है ना, और जिस तरह से आंसर मिला है, वो भी प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है। दैट द वे दे हैव यू हैव आस्क्ड द क्वेश्चन एंड द क्वेश्चन हैज बीन इंटरप्रेटेड बाय द रिस्पोंडेंट, उस पे भी डिफरेंस आ सकता है।
सो दैट मींस WS3 के को जो है
हाँ,
मतलब और मोर रिस्पॉन्सेज में भी रिक्वायर्ड
नहीं, इनफैक्ट उल्टा क्या है, देखिए WS3 और Q19 तो फैक्टर लोडिंग हाई आ रही है, जो इसके साथ की जैसे WS1 2 5 6 4 ये वाले जो है वो चेक करने पड़ेंगे कि वो क्यों लोड हो रहे हैं।
ओके, WS6 जो है इट इज ओनली 0.532।
हाँ, एक तो इसकी लोडिंग कम आई है और ये लोड दूसरे वेरिएबल्स के साथ हुआ है, तो ये हमें
and
चेक करना
similarly
पड़ेगा।
WS5 also 0.542 only.
यस यस यस।
Okay, sir. So that means there may be some problem in case it is actual data, right, sir?
यस, तो थोड़ा
So
सा
that means-
डेटा ट्वीकिंग, थोड़ा सा आपका क्वेश्चनर को ठीक कर लेंगे तो आपका परफेक्ट आ जाएगा ये आर स्क्वायर, ये अपना रोटेटेड कंपोनेंट मैट्रिक्स।
Okay, sir. And these two tables are not to be referred, no, sir?
नो, नॉट रिक्वायर्ड।
Okay, sir. Shall I stop sharing, sir?
हाँ हाँ, यू कैन।
Thank
Very
you,
good.
sir. Thank you.
Others also should please share. Jayati ma'am, are you there? Kirti, Mamta, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
Please show your screen, share your screen.
Sir, I'm unable to download it. It was showing some virus. So, and my phone has not enough space for that. So,
No, it will not happen on phone.
yeah.
You need
and
system.
PC was showing that there is some kind of virus, so I couldn't download that.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyone else who would like to show?
Sir, now, can I ask a question, sir?
Yes, yes.
Now, if I go for confirmatory, the way you told us about making 16 columns further,
Hmm.
right, sir?
Right.
We will draw a regression line.
Hmm.
Regression equation will come.
Hmm.
so how will it be um, considered as a base for confirmation?
See, the
Based
base
on
for confirm.
significance values of individual factors to the dependent variable.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So
The rules for regression will remain the same. That whatever
Excellent.
beta values you are getting, if they are statistically significant, so it should be 0 point less than 0.5. So they
Hmm.
are statistically significant. Therefore, their contribution to the dependent variable is proved.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And in case some factor is there which is not significant, then we can write down accordingly, right, sir?
Yes, yes, yes. In the interpretation, you will say that although this has been an important factor, but this our regression analysis does not show that this is having a significant impact on the
Dependent variable.
dependent variable. Right.
That means technology adoption rate.
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. So
all those rules will apply. Similar rules on
Yes.
interpretation part.
Yes.
Thank you.
See, ultimately, this is a tool only to get the values. Okay. And why I should deliberately showed you a regression, because while you are using the achieved factor, you have to basically make those factor manually also in your Excel sheet also. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Dr. Vani she spoke about this regression day before yesterday. So
Okay.
now one more dimension of interpretation has been taught by you, how to use it. Thanks, sir. Thanks, sir.
Okay. Just a second. Hello, Hanji Deepika ji. Rekha ji, are you there? Anyone with any question, or anybody would like to share your screen with me? Anybody getting any problem?
सर मैं एक क्वेश्चन पूछ लेता हूँ।
हाँ जी,
जो EFA के बाद जो सब CFA करते हैं ना सर,
हाँ
SPSS
जी,
में,
हाँ जी।
व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दैट?
What is the meaning of that? Okay,
हाँ,
so
CFA
the
एंड अमोस वगैरह
meaning
करते हैं ना
of
सर,
that, हाँ,
पाथ
meaning of
एनालिसिस, वो जो है वो क्या चीज है सर?
क्या चीज?
वो पाथ एनालिसिस एंड CFA।
वो भी कंफर्मेटरी ही है,
अच्छा जी।
वो भी कंफर्मेटरी है। बेसिकली दोनों में डिफरेंस क्या है?
हाँ
दोनों में डिफरेंस ये है कि मल्टीपल सी, हम पहले लीनियर रिग्रेशन समझते हैं, एक चीज का दूसरे पे इम्पैक्ट समझते हैं। जब हमें समझना होता है तो हम लीनियर रिग्रेशन यूज करते हैं। जब हमने बहुत सारी चीजों का इम्पैक्ट एक चीज पे स्टडी करना है तो हम मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन यूज करते हैं। और अगर हमने बहुत सारी चीजों का इम्पैक्ट बहुत सारी और चीजों पे स्टडी करना है तब हम CFA यूज करते हैं।
ओके।
ठीक है, बड़ा सिंपल है।
अच्छा।
नीड बेस्ड है, आपकी नीड क्या है। ठीक है, मैंने एक बार ऐसे ही क्या हुआ, एक पेपर लिखा था मेरा, पेपर मैंने किया था। तो मैंने उसमें क्या लगाया कि नया नया CFA सीखा था, 6-7 साल पुरानी बात है। नया नया CFA सीखा तो मैंने उसमें एक प्रॉब्लम ली कि वी हैव अराउंड 6-7 फैक्टर्स, और इन सब फैक्टर्स का जो इफेक्ट है वो हमारा एक डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल पे पड़ रहा है। ठीक है, तो मैंने जब ये पेपर बना के भेजा, CFA लग गया, सब एवरीथिंग, ऑल रिजल्ट्स आर फाइन, एवरीथिंग वर इन ऑर्डर। तो लॉजिक पे क्वेश्चन आ गया मेरे पे रिव्यूअर का कि आपने तो जी जो आपने लगाया है CFA, इस पे जरूरत नहीं लगाने की, यू कैन डू इट विद मल्टीपल रिग्रेशन। अब मैं भी सोचूं कि क्या बात की जाए, फिर उन्होंने रेकमेंड ये भी किया कि आप इसमें मीडिएशन लगाइए, मीडिएशन या मॉडरेशन लगाइए। तो फिर मैंने मीडिएशन मॉडरेशन लगाकर फिर उस पेपर को भेजा, तो दैट पेपर गॉट एक्सेप्टेड। और आई थिंक उसके मेरे काफी अच्छे साइटेशन है, एक 129 और 130 साइटेशन है उस पेपर के। तो वही अपनी गलतियों से सीखता है। क्या?
It's a good number of citations.
हाँ, that paper got very high citation, so that was one of my initial papers, and I applied SEM, so रिव्यूअर का इस पे आ गया था कमेंट। तो आपको जबरदस्ती भी नहीं लगाना है SEM। ठीक है, जहाँ रिग्रेशन लग रहा है वहां रिग्रेशन ही लगेगा। लेकिन इसका एक लॉजिक है कि अगर ये सिचुएशन है आपका तो ये पर्टिकुलर टेस्ट लगेगा, अगर ये सिचुएशन है तो दूसरे टेस्ट लगेंगे।
Nice, sir. It's my small initial journey, so I'll come to know about all those nitty-gritties of the issues later on.
And eventually when you keep working, when you are getting comments, you will get to learn a lot of things from the comments which you will get on the journal when you are writing the journal papers. If you are sending it to good journal, they will give you very good comments. And specifically our the European academicians, they are very particular in giving the comments. I am very happy if I get comments in a rejection paper instead of only getting rejection, because
Okay.
that will give me a baseline to prepare for the next journal. So I incorporate all those comments in my paper and send it to the next paper, and it gets accepted. So yeah, so these are all learnings which you get.
Yes, sir. Good, sir.
So I think nobody else is interested to share their work with me, and whatever I wanted to deliver, I have already delivered.
No, it was a great delivery, sir. For 2
Thank you,
days,
thank you so
you have been fantastic. Delivery, like a, you know, Zomato boy. He delivers the quick, tasty, delicious food. So it's better than Zomato because it is a lifelong value of the education. So wonderful, sir.
Thank you so much, and I hope you got the crux out of it.
Very much, sir. To be honest, very much. Thanks to
Any
you.
other feedback or any other comment would anybody would like to say? I think I should, meeting is now. I think we can call off this meeting right now. Thank you so much everyone for your patient learning, and I hope you got some inputs of SPSS. You can further develop the process. You can basically use also some books also and refer to certain articles also, and learn a lot of things from it. You'll be getting the attendance sheet and feedback form. Kindly fill those, and you'll be getting your online certificates within one week. Okay.
Sir, thanks to your institution for arranging this wonderful workshop.
Thank you, sir.
And the professors, Dr. Monica, Dr. Anjana, Dr. Monica ma'am, Dr. Vani ma'am, they were wonderful speakers, and the knowledge and insightful delivery which I got, I'm really indebted to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your words.
And I also wish all the best to your institutions and to all of you for becoming great researchers in future, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It will be an inspiration for me. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm closing down this session, and if you find any problem, you can always connect back to us. Okay. We are again available on the same numbers, and you can always connect back to us. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.